we first of all re-engineer our finances. It will be slow in gestation because people are not, naturally will not respond to new creative method of financing. But this is what, this is an innovation, and equally the standard of this building that we are bringing is another pace-setting program for those schools. The funding is not there to take everything in one go, but by managing a good cash management method, we are not going to hold nobody, and we are not going to abandon no project.
Your Excellency, sir, a project like this has to be sustained by teachers who can actually face the challenge. Do you plan to train your teachers to make them meet the standard of education and educational goals?
We will continue to upgrade the teacher training program. Equally, we are going to hire more teachers. Okay, those who are on temporary appointments will be converted to have job security. This is part of the government program. Put the teacher and the people first. Equally, we will have training the trainers program in information technology.
Good morning. No. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Honor Politics. As usual, the tradition remains the same. Politics, policy, and everything in between. And today we are going all the way to Rivers. Hey, Wike. Yes, on Wike is at it again. And so power, it's all about power here now. These people are not fighting because of the citizen that they take oaths to serve, for instance, it's about their interests and their interests alone. If you have not heard what is happening, Wike and his son, Fubara. If you remember very well, Wike is the immediate past governor of Rivers State, and he's appointed candidate who was the accountant general of the state under his leadership, Wike now, when he was still a governor. He anointed his accountants. There was no opposition, none of that, and he did everything he could to make him emerge victory. 6 months down the range, should I say 6 months? It's about 8 months now, and explosive. Apparently, the relationship is now going on well. Still on the ground. We don't actually know the full details of what is happening. Or the Fubara has not come out to, condemn Wike or directly speak against him. But we all know how this works, right? And I'm just surprised that it's happening this early, this soon. I expect this agreement will start when at least 2 or 3 years into the administration, when the administration is rounding up. But it's not like that. The man is going as if whatever the agreement they had before, they agreed that he's going to be the candidate. We don't know that. Hopefully, as time goes on, we'll find out, because this is the beginning of this war. It's not going to end soon. Because I know men are not just going to sit down and see one man be this powerful. I mean, if there's a reason why that should not happen, it's Tinubu. Tinubu did the same thing after he finished as a Lagos State governor. He owed the title himself. He pretty much up to today changed his successor as he wishes. And that's automatically played a major role how he becomes the president as we speak today. So a lot of people tried that. It didn't succeed. I think Bola Tinubu was the one that actually go after those that actually want to humiliate him by making sure they are in charge, or they produce their successor. Richard Okorocha tried it in Imo State when he was leaving. He wanted to anoint his in-law to do that, but But Atiku use the influence of the party when his man become the chairman. I'm talking about another person that was Shomole to disrupt that move by Rochas Okorocha. Fast forward to Ogun State too. Amusu wanted to do the same thing, but again, Bola Tinubu used the mechanism and the influence of the party and make sure that not comes to pass. Then fast forward to the Oshomola himself in Edo State when he wanted to impose pastor is the Yamu, but the PDP now, led by Basek, is to their ground and with the help of Philip Shaibu and Wike himself, PDP succeeded and Oshomola did not have his way. So it's not surprising that Wiki want to repeat the same thing. At this point, you want to hold two states, Federal Capital Territory and River. And these are not anyhow states. With due respect to the other states, when I said anyhow states, in terms of election, any state that is in control of Lagos, River, and Kano is it will be hard to beat. And that's exactly what Tinubu is trying to do. If you remember, NMPP in Kano are actually in court right now with the APC. So that's also the square. And I said it before, if they take Kanu away from Konkoso, it's over for him. I don't see how he's going to gather any momentum. But most importantly, how is he going to keep the Konkosea movement going? I'm questioning this. I know this staunch Konkosea, we disagree, we say no. But we'll see how it goes, right? So now to Wike, I mean, Wike want to hold Rivers, control everything, and by so doing. And I think is he going to succeed? I won't be surprised if he succeed. Why? Because the success of Wike in Rivers State automatically means success of Tinubu. If Wike lost Rivers State to Fubara, who, as we speak, is the current deputy chairman of APC. No, deputy. How do they call those people again? They always get union everywhere, everywhere. Everybody get union. Local government councilors they get union. Chairman they get union. Right? So the PDP governor forum now, I should say, not national government forum, now the PDP caucus of the state that they control. The governor of Bauchi, Mohammed, is the current chairman, and Fubara is the deputy chairman. They gave it to him soon as they saw him as the governor. So if you look at that, it's a big fight that is going to unfold as we go on because if we listen to Atiku very well, Atiku said, I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to stay. Which is shocking because I've never said that before. I always just leave and go. But because of Wike, because of Wike position and his ambition, as Atiku cannot afford to just leave the party and go like that. So this fight we are going to, what this is leading to is 2027 election. So it will be interesting as things go as we as we see. So who is going to win this fight? Is Wike going to win this fight in River States, or Fubara is going to win? How is Fubara going to win if he must win? Is he going to decamp? Does he have what it takes to fight Wike? Why in this current party, PDP, that is it? But most importantly, who are the invisible powers behind all this shenanigans? Are we going to say the first governor of Rivers State, Peter Odele, is not aware of what is going on? What side is he in? Amechi is homeless. Amechi is on the streets. He's fighting for survival. In fact, he's looking for where who will house him. Not necessarily a party, even a movement. Even a movement. Him going after Obasanjo with the way he admonished Obasanjo, it's a sign for me that he's going after Obi position. What do I mean by after Obi position? I mean, we all know that Obi is who he is today because of the Obasanjo gangs. So Amechi feel that Obi has failed that movement, not necessarily the movement, but the people, the power behind us. So he's taking a stride in that angle. We'll see how it turns out. But as far as I'm concerned, with Wike not having trouble, we're not trouble fighting. How would that? How is Wike going to play this out? Is it going to throw his weight behind Fubara? Would you be interested? Or we just set aside and let? And on Wiki, how's Wiki going to win this fight? How is he going to win the fight? I don't know. I don't know because for them to actually go all out with all those tear gas policemen and everything, it's dirty. It's not going to be fun. And I think this is what we should. What is the role of the masses in this? And that's why I said those people who are calling for protest without any agenda, without any plan behind it, without any organizing behind it, without it's an opportunity for us to actually take advantage of. But if we are not organized, that's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. But again, we wait for Obi's acceptance speech. I'm surprised Atiku did not congratulate the people who congratulated the team, but we'll come to that. But the fight that Wike just embark on, is he going to succeed? He's fighting the high and mighty at the federal level. Does he have enough militant on ground to actually take the fight on? Asari Tokubo has responded. He responded in a very funny way. Man of prestige, as we say in the league. All right. Asari Tokubo said, Fubara, uh, sorry, man. He said Fubara wanted to kill him, even though he admit that it was Wicked that said him to kill him. But he said, why didn't Wicked do it himself? But we all understand it. Sorry, sorry, I'm getting carried away. Man of prestige. Prestige. There you go, man of prestige. As at the moment, Asari Tokubo is pretty much on the Wicked side. But how long would that be? Is it really on Wicked side? Is on Tinubu side? And again, where's Tinubu in this? Reno posted an interesting question in all this though. He said, "What is Fubara doing at the legislative chamber?" That's a good question because it's supposed to be separation of power. The legislative should mind their business, the executive and the judiciary. And again, as I think as we speak, the Chief Justice of the state has been suspended, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, I will see the house. This your new look. Is it? Did you cut your hair? There's something new here. You just change your like 100%. Like, is it that you cut your hair? I need to go back to previous videos and see how you actually look like. You know, you look like my man from Ghana, man of prestige. You're welcome. I can't hear you. I don't
Yeah,
know.
oh yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having hold on. Since I got a new computer, okay,
Okay.
but I'm having a lot of echo. I'm trying to work on it. I don't know what's going on.
We say echo. What
Yeah,
kind of
can you
echo? I can
can
hear
you
you,
hear
but what
me?
kind of clearly? Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear myself twice. I've taken it to the technician. But
Are you sure your YouTube it's not on? If YouTube is on at the same time, and your then it will be a two window open. So you'll be having
what you
two.
mean my YouTube is not? What you mean my YouTube is on? What you mean by that?
So when you click on this link, it take you out of YouTube. Am I right? Take you to StreamYard, right? I can't hear you.
Right, take me to StreamYard. Right.
So
Yeah.
mute your YouTube or exit your YouTube. So is the echoing? I can't hear you. You mute yourself. See, okay. You mute yourself. You mute yourself on StreamYard. Go back to YouTube and mute YouTube. You are still muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. You are muted.
For the meantime, let me
Yeah, I
get.
can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to work on it. I mean, you clear with me, but I hear myself. So, but let me get on my phone while I work on it. Let me get on another. Let me get on
Okay.
another thing while I talk to you, because I want to talk to you.
Okay. Or you can send me the computer. I'll fix it for you. Mail it to me. All right. I'll wait for you then. Go back to Wike, the man of the moment. Wike, I don't know, na soldier. It's been on headlines for the past 2 years, if not more. You know, holding his ground. And I think say the team guy they go down usher him out, but it's still going. I never thought he's going to be this come this far when he first started. But I still believe that his ending is not going to be funny. Might not be now, might not be now, might not even be 2027. It might be 2031. But it will be interesting to see how he's going to end. This one that is fighting everybody. Fight Royal Fathers is fighting the cleric, which prompt Gumi to come out and start talking rubbish. So he's stepping up pretty much every toe that sticked out on his way. He will match him. Innocent. So he's brave. You know what he's want? I think you understand that if you don't do agidi, you know actually have your way in this system that we are practicing. My president.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So what's going on with Wike? I don't know what's going on in
Mhm.
Nigeria.
Wike want to be like his godfather, Tinubu.
Okay.
He want to hold power. I want to hold two states to himself.
So why is he
You want-
fighting? Go ahead. I'm just listening to you because I heard something was going on. I don't know what it is. So fill me in, Opie. I don't know what's going on.
He's fighting with his anointed governor. Remember, he's the one that anointed the guy. The guy was his accountant, so pretty much he knows everything. So he
Right, right.
empowered him and he succeeded him. But we don't know what the agreement they have, whatever. But what we are hearing is not too clear. But as I understand, I don't know how true is that every appointment so far they have to be approved by Wiki. And
Wow.
there's a rumor out there that any project that is above 50 million, Wiki have to be there, have to approve of it. I mean, these are all. It's not clear because the guy himself, the Fubara, who is the governor, he has come out and said something, but he hasn't go after Wiki or contradict Wiki. He has not said anything regarding their relationship. It's as if it's still going on well. But with activities that is happening, police everywhere, burning the chambers of the legislative. So there should be. I mean, there's something serious, that way. But it's all about power, though. It's about power, right? You cannot. I don't expect them to allow Wiki. I don't expect them to allow Wiki. No, not my major.
Go ahead.
Go
You
ahead.
you
You,
go-
you,
you
you,
you
you,
you good,
you good,
man.
man.
So I don't expect them to allow Wiki to hold on to two power like that, River
But
State
it's
and
Wike
It's
that
wicked
put
that
him
put him
there.
there.
yeah, of course, but he's a man now. He go get a man now. No be Wiki get Rivers now. Wiki is not the only power block in the rivers. There are men. There are still men underground that we don't know, we don't hear about. But Wiki has successfully uh, should I use the word by the leadership of the APC in Rivers State to inside? Because if you remember, I invited them to Abuja 3 days ago. That was on last week Thursday when Supreme Court passed the judgment of it. He invited them. He, told them that yes, that says a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I don't understand, the governor is still in PDP. Wike is still in PDP, which is okay. But I expect Atiku to spend a lot of money in Rivers to make sure Wike doesn't hold on to that much power. Because
But
that's how.
but Atiku is not going to run again.
Who said that?
Did you hear?
Did you
Did you
listen?
hear the news conference?
He said I'm not going anywhere.
How come you say he's not going to run for president?
And no, he said I am not going anywhere. I'm
I
here.
need to.
No,
Okay,
like you,
I need to go read it. Maybe I just had a soundbite.
you have to exit one of these. Exit the
Okay,
former one. Exit
let
the
me listen
former
to
one.
this one.
Or let me take. I can take it out from here. Yeah,
Okay, I'm good.
yeah. You good now? You good now?
Yeah.
No, Atiku said he's not going anywhere for the first time.
Wait a
Before
minute.
we don't
That's
take
the
off.
press. Oh, dear. Hold on. Let me get this straight. I know he made a press conference today, at the World Press Center in Abuja, condemning
Yes,
condemning the whole Supreme Court verdict and everything. So
correct.
what? Okay, continue. I didn't
That's
read the
just
whole thing. I
that,
just
that.
read
That
the
is the
soundbite.
first. That is the first part of the speech. He
Okay.
talked about how the Supreme Court of Nigeria, all blah 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 and whatnot. Then he make a recommendation. He actually pointed that recommendation to his PDP caucus, the member of the House of Rep and Senate. That I think I think there was the constitutional conference
Mm-hmm.
in 1995. The suggestion that we had made there was, since we have 6 regions, there should be a one-term president of 6 years, so that there will not be some zone will not be ganging up against other zone. So every zone will produce a president for one term of 6 years.
But
So
he's been a hypocrite. I mean,
exactly right.
what happened the last time? Go ahead
So
anyway.
then the last part is that he said he's not going anywhere. He's going to be here. He's going to be, so I said it
But
before.
but what I read that he said he's not going to seek the presidency anymore. Is that not
No, no,
true?
no. He never said that.
You never said that?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't hear that. No, he said I am not going anywhere. And as soon as he said I am not going anywhere, then everybody started jubilating. They started shouting, screaming, clapping. They were happy. So
Uh-huh.
it's not going anywhere. If he leave, we can we take over the party from her. You know, we even get party members. Tinubu will make sure that happens, because Tinubu
Yeah.
will prefer to have Wike to run against him than to have. So it's going to be interesting. We see how this is going to go. I'm waiting for Obi to come out and speak and see what he's going to say, and if they are going to work together, because that's the only way they can give Tinubu run for his money. He's in charge now. I don't see how anybody's going to take him out come 2027. But it's a good thing that he said he's going to be here. As far as I'm concerned, it's not an opposition party. Yeah, then he and Tinubu are the same. I'll be saying it. If you,
So why is
I
he
will-
going? Why is he going through all this land to, to discredit to the market Tinubu? I mean, what is that
yeah,
about? Is that politics?
now, now politics now. Campaign don't start. Man of
But why is he
prestige.
do? Why is he going? I mean, he's going through extreme length. Even I thought his speech today.
How do you want people like me who believe that they are friends, they are working together? How do you convince people like me that that is not the reality? He has to go all out and go. Now, normal thing. You cannot take him out now. He's already there. So whatever you do now, you just for your own benefit. After all, everybody is giving me credit in a way for going to Chicago, right? He even said it. He said it that what the judiciary failed to do, what the media failed to do, he decided to go ahead and do it. So he is building his own case. He's making people who are on the fence believe that, come on, this guy, I'm not on his side. I'm not believer. I know, I'm not a party to a fraud. I'm not a party. You understand? That's what he's trying to
Right.
distance himself. So that's what he's trying to do. And he's doing it well, because I said he's doing it well because, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know, Obi momentum is dying. And I
Okay.
think he's
Let
responsible for
stop
that.
there. Stop there before we proceed. I
Yeah.
was on a platform yesterday, but I was kind of busy in and out, family wise and everything. But so I didn't really come in, but I made a little bit of comment. Over the weekend anyway, I came in earlier, then I dropped out. So I never really
Yeah.
come in, but I wanted to work on my computer, my new computer. I didn't want to be using my phone and the other computer I have. But anyway, having said that, today earlier I'm gonna listen to Omoye Corner. Of course, I know her. She's from California. I mean I know her pretty well.
Yeah.
As a blogger and all that kind of things. The comment when she was saying, I didn't listen to it, but later on after man, when she came back yesterday, she said what she said. But before then, people have been talking about what she said. Then I listened to it yesterday. He listened to it today. Him and Ishimiri, what Ishimiri was doing. I thought, what do you think about what she said? I'm not talking about the second time that she come on. The first time that she came on, where Ishimiri was interjecting. I thought that was uncalled for. I mean, Ishimiri has her own opinion, but I think she let that girl have
Uh,
her space. That's my opinion.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know. With all due respect to Omoye, as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned, I'll start on my ground. She doesn't even know what she's doing.
Okay.
What do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? She's an amplifier. That's her job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because she said, "Oh, go out there. Everybody should go out and protest. Wow, we see everybody should be going out and protest. Go out there." Da, da, da. Then they ask him, "Protest for what? What is the angle?" He said, "No, there's a lot of problem in Nigeria already. Some people are still in jail. So like, you see, that's somebody who information is being passed out to her to just amplify. She doesn't even understand what is going on. Campaign, go out there and protest to do what, right? So that's where I really actually pay attention to what she said, because once she started with that, every other thing are just to the insult people. We are da 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 da
Okay.
da da. Da. So he is not making any. And again, when they were trying to tell him that they are waiting for Obi to come out, he said, "No, no, no, leave Obi. Obi have done his part. Obi have done." I was like, do you actually understand what you are saying? So as far as I'm concerned, she's an amplifier. We have
Okay.
gaslighters, right? The
Uh,
gaslighter will come and they know what they want, they know why they are gaslighting. Then the amplifier will take it from there to their followership. So that's our job. That's what she's doing. That's why I say she doesn't actually understand what she's doing. Because
yeah.
what is going there and
Okay.
protest?
Okay. Let me. The only part I have an issue with, I think people misunderstood her, but exactly what you said, I completely agree with you, that she was just ranting or whatever, try to generate some people to come and watch her own show because she have her own show or something like that. I mean,
Right,
that's just what human being does. I mean, I don't really believe,
right.
people should go out and protest. That would be the last thing because then we'll kill everybody who goes stay. So
Exactly.
that's a very bad
And
advice.
I say let's say let's organize plan. She said, "No, what did they organize? Who organized it?" I was like, how the fuck you go on the street without know any reason? That's organizing. Organizing that we sit down and say, "Come, oh, I understand your grievances. I know your problem. Your problem is also the people who are responsible for problem, the one who are responsible for my problem. So let's strategize. You are in the media. Coordinate your media people. Make sure anybody who is here speaking know what he's talking about. You as a pastor, because I like when Mr. High came out to say that he's a pastor, that he specializes in planting churches. We need that kind of person. We need that kind of person to go around the country and start planting this idea that our leaders are one. Or be inclusive. Obi is a businessman. He doesn't do business alone. He does business with all those big boys.
Okay,
That's what I said.
I just wanted to hear your opinion about that. I completely agree with you about about her ranting and her play fight. That's definitely true. I think the only reason why I just wanted to listen to see what brought the commotion because you have two point of view.
No, she was why
It's
I think
about the cause. It's
why
about the
this
cause.
no,
It's
it was
about
the
the
cause
cause.
that AC responded to.
Oh,
It
okay,
was the
was the
cause.
cause. Okay,
Yeah,
I was
it
just
was the
wondering why
cause.
he seemingly respond. That was the only reason why. But anyway,
No,
enough of that. Let's go to some of the things that she said about Obi. Um, you know what? I'm looking at Obi personality. Obi is a politician. Let's not miss that word about it.
oh for sure.
I- yeah, is he the person to to lead what we call a revolution? When I'm talking about revolution, I'm not talking about going out there burning and everything and something like that. I mean any kind of an organized revolution, peaceful revolution, to see have an agenda like you properly state to come out, see what we can do for that Nigeria. Maybe start organizing something because somebody made a point yesterday that I thought that was very interesting. Oh, it was Pansat. As much as sometimes I don't like the way he narrates things. But the guy has some knowledge. Okay, and the only way when he becomes so bigotry, that's the part I just hear about him. Everything has a lot of things has to be bigotry, but he has some point because when he makes some point about we organizing it here, not necessarily going to not necessarily going to the I don't know how you feel, but okay, I think I know how you're gonna respond to this because I know how you feel about the West. He was talking about we organizing something, try to influence American government, to have influence in Nigeria. Maybe, I mean, are they going over there to do what they do to Hassan, to try to
Exactly.
overthrow the government and bring,
The,
a better government? I don't know. I know how you feel about
No,
West
no, no,
country.
no, 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 no. I totally agree that we here in the West should do something and get the government of the West involved. But if
Oh,
we
okay,
don't,
okay, okay.
if
I didn't know.
now,
I didn't know if you're gonna,
no, the fight that we have, we need everybody on board, but it has to be well coordinated. It has to be well organized.
that's exactly the point Panstat was
It has
making
to be
yesterday.
organized.
That's
You don't.
do you know why
Yes.
that's part of the reason America went to war to overthrow Saddam Hussein
Yes, but
because of
they
their
didn't just
diaphragm
go
here.
there. They didn't just go. They planned
Yeah,
before they went ahead.
right.
This is a fight. This is a fight against the most powerful entity in Nigeria. So you think you can just go outside and shout, they will allow you to protest now. If not, go and protest. Then what? Bola Tinubu is not going to resign. I don't care how you're going to do it.
Oh
That's
no,
not going to happen. So
oh
you
no.
cannot get the Senate and the House of Reps to impeach him because they are in their pocket already. So once you know that it's what you the fight you are taking on, it's not just a fight that you are just going to go out there and win. No. So, but the most important thing, why are we protesting? That has to be defined. Why are we protesting? He said, "Oh, we don't need leader." It's not about somebody to come and lead the process, the protest. No, that's not the point.
And in
We
my
have to be.
opinion, I don't think what's his name? Obi had that pedigree. I mean, because
I
this
don't
kind of
know. No, we don't need a politician to lead the movement. That's
right.
what we are talking about. But at the same time, for the fact that there are a lot of people who genuinely believe in Obi personality, regardless of what anybody wants to say, there are people who believe in that, right? So that's
Yeah.
why he's not just going to sit down and keep quiet. He has a role to play. He's not going to come on the streets, but that's where organizing comes from. When we sit down and organizing, he's going to be on the table. We need his guidance. We need his input. We need
But
everybody on board.
don't we need a flag bearer? I mean, it doesn't have to.
No, 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 no. Forget that. See, that's not our problem yet. It don't. But say, okay, let's look at the recent example we should take from Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump
Yeah,
is like
but
Obi.
Donald Trump wasn't a politician.
Hold on now. Exactly. It's just like Obi is a businessman. Yes, Obi in done the government before, right? But the movement that brought Donald Trump to power did not just start overnight. You are in America, Breitbart media.
Yeah,
You know Breitbart media
yeah,
where Steve Bannon was before.
yeah. Bribe by media, of
This thing
course.
started like 2000, it started like 2005.
Yeah, way long. Oh yeah, I follow
They,
politics. I
they,
may not know about
exactly they
Nigerian
begin
politics.
they,
I follow
exactly.
American politics. The
Exactly.
Republican, the
So that
Fox News.
movement started. They started from there. They have their radio. They begin to build underground warriors movement, right? But guess what? When they see someone that they can, hey, how you doing? Pretty good, pretty good. I'm live on YouTube. That's no, I'm actually live on YouTube. Alright, thank you. So, um, those that movement led by Steve Bannon, they were underground educating the MAGA people there, letting them know that this is how the opposition government is working. As at that time, they don't have a candidate too. They are just building that movement. When Donald Trump pop out, they say, "Ah, that guy is speaking our language. That guy is speaking our language, right?" Boom, they rally around, they rally swam behind him. And that's what brought Donald Trump. It took time. And that's why I say we have to plan. Forget who wants to lead the movement. Forget appropriate time at the right time, we will see somebody that speaks our language. But no, that I'm not going to protest. Protest for what? What is the angle? ESAS protected. The truth is that did ESAS actually achieve their aim? When we say yes, they dismantle ESAS, but did they really dismantle ESAS? Right? the the Egypt revolution, right? The Arab Spring.
Mm-hmm.
They succeeded in producing the president, but how far? How was it? One time they kicked the guy out. It has to be organized. Everybody they want to put the point. If you just like if you push them hard, you go say what about the Sri Lanka people who just protest and enter government house? That's stupid. You have no idea how that happened. That's what it means. That fight was a fight between the elite. The Sri Lankan government was hijacked by pretty much one family for decades. Guess what? When that protest erupted and they succeeded, they ran the government out of town. Who become the
Right.
government, the current president? Until today, 1 year later, they never hold election. The only thing they succeeded in doing is getting loan from IAF. That's the kind of example they are giving. They don't know. They just say, go present, go for what? So that's why I say, why we even follow Atiku go Chicago? Let's pay attention. You cannot beat these people who are so powerful, who have money. When you have money, you can get the best people around you. So the people you are taking this fight to are very organized. So why are you going there? Because you sabi shout, because you are young, body they after that when I enter you now with the dance, when I go they form love. Now, stupid things. We want to be repeating it year in year without a result. That's insanity. So now my problem with all these influencers they amplify, they get paid. As you talk they drive traffic to their platform, and that's it. You are trying it again, Abi. Oga,
Yeah.
if you don't mind MOP, na Agbado. Which one be
It's
MOP na Agbado again?
it's
It's
okay.
okay.
I'm on
I'm
it.
on it.
I have
I have
a
a
different
different
phone, so
phone,
I'm
so I'm
trying
trying
to
to
correct
correct
this.
this.
So you have to okay. I have to mute one. Let me see if I can mute one so you can.
Let me
Let me
move this
move
one.
this one.
Let me move the one. I already moved the one. I'm up here.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah. So the idea that people should just go and play. Those guys are content creators. They want traffic. They don't have to be paid by the people at the top, right? They want, especially these people who build their platform on obedient movement. They don't get anything to talk again than to instigate people, and that's the problem. There's no substance to what they are saying. All of them, they were able to generate traffic and create a platform. Now make the platform viable, it become problem. All they do, go protest, yeah. Like, where will that get us to? Where? So I advise Nigeria, especially the young people, man, they should pay attention the kind of people they listen to and listen to their language. If anybody tell you to go out there and protest and did not tell you how they arrive at that conclusion and what is going to probably what is their goal if they get to the end, because you either get what you want when you get to the end or you don't get it. If you get it, what are you going to do about it if you don't plan? The people who use our current democracy as an example. We push the military out. Why are those people that push the military out? They end up losing out of the whole arrangement. Why? Because there was no organization going on. So when the military council will want to go, people couldn't even believe that those who fought for it, who protest, lose their life, they couldn't even believe it. They stay out. They say, these people they just deceive us. And that is because there's no concrete planning. The planning, the plan has to do how it will start. If we get to this juncture, what is going to happen? And again, we should also be mindful that we are now fight. We are going to war. Those people are not just going to sit down. They will identify the best of us and pay them up, use them as the mole. And that's another thing they started screaming about two Nigeria is a mole. What do you mean by two Nigeria is a mole? Mole on what? You are not planning. You are not organizing. You said, okay, is there to more what? To listen to you? All of us they talk for outside. So what we really need the more you well if today will be secret, we are organizing underground and you say okay that person is a mole. I understand because a lot of the information we are sharing are underground are not in the public. You not say somebody will leak it out. But all of us just they talk our own. We are not in it's not that we are still grieving. Then beat us but we can't fight ourselves. And we are suspecting ourselves already. Without even having a concrete plan or organizing we able to suspect ourselves. But again, I will put all the influencers, all the content creators who build their platform on obedient. I challenge them. What next now? And they always talk am. If una don't lose finish, what next? Nobody thinking about that. Una don't go Chicago, una don't come back. What next? Some will go to protest. So you see where we are? These old men, they will govern us for till the kid don't come if we continue like this. They will hold the country for another 100 years. I did give them example. The most successful protest and movement in human history is the civil rights movement. You know how long it took them. You know they can't organize it. Churches were doing their own, everybody, but they are on one accord. That's exactly what I'm saying. We are defeated. NMPP is defeated. BDP is defeated. Everybody is defeated. But when I just the ask say now, okay, but when I go to protest now, I see that go get the result. And the fact that you have to insult people, that's what amplifier gaslighter does. Me and you will be victim. But you dey insult me because I don't see reason with your own suggestion. You can't curse me. How you expect me to work with you? Because you cannot win by alone, or you have to work with me. Life, we have to work with each other to actually achieve our goal. But if you come and say, everybody is stupid, we are dumb, we know, like, with that man force me to say, this guy, this man already insult me to make an enter speech. That is not going to happen. So I understand hunger is here, everybody is frustrated, but for how long? It's more than 6 months, for God's sake. These men we beat us, they don't settle. They don't settle. So it's sad. It's sad that the way these people are, they're bloody. They watch too much of TV. Then they see people they protest for New York. Then they protest for they don't understand how that protest coming back. Man of prestige. When Donald Trump won the election, did you see the protests that happened in New York and everywhere? Because Hillary Clinton actually won the popular vote. There was a big movement the day they declared Trump as the winner. But still, nothing. Now he's using oh my God, he's using Floyd incident as an example. I was like, are you fucking serious? So there was no plan. Everybody just tripping the tree because Floyd was speaking. No. Are you going to are you going to excuse the role of the Antifa? Are you going to sit there and say, oh, the Black Lives Matter is not a movement, it's not a well organized movement, even though at the end of the day they are fraud. So when you just look at things from the surface, you say, oh, now so that they do a more good one. No. Arab Spring has a lot of components. There's a lot of work that went underground before they achieved what they achieved. But at the end of the day, because the major group could not actually agree. At the end of the day, when the Brothers of Islam got power, what happened? They took them out. So all these obedience who are seeing hard as oh, we should go on this, should go on this, should go on this. No, no. You can go on the street as you want. But Tinubu will help you stay on the street if that's what you want. He has what it takes to just follow you. You need to understand people where you want to protest against. You protest against a military man, Buhari, you still saw what happened. You want to protest against a man who be saying in life self na protest. If you want to actually read Bola Tinubu resume, ability to sponsor protest or take part in protest is there, and you think you can just take him unaware like that. Mbano. So that's why I disagree with her, and not just her. A lot of people. Once I see them, I know that even Mr. Aruna Goro, he's talking crap. You don't know what he's talking about. With all due respect to his age.
Oh, I didn't even listen to. I didn't even listen. I didn't listen when he came in.
No,
I just listened
seriously.
a little bit about the first guy that came in. The APC guy. When Olumide, I think Olumide or what's the name of one of the Biafran guy was challenging him. I think it was
Yeah.
Alaba too.
No, that one has touched Tinubu guy, not Tinubu man. He been with
So
Tinubu for a long.
so where
So
where he live? He live in US.
it's in New York, yeah.
Oh,
But he
okay,
said
okay.
it was in Nigeria. I read one of his interview that Grant while he was in Abuja, which I asked question on that because he said that Bola Tinubu policies are great, so people will start Nigerians abroad will start coming back to Nigeria to start their business invest and all that. Now I asked him, I said, come, Are you in Nigeria yet, or we are going to see you in Nigeria before 2027? He said, yes. He said he's going to go, but that is one story, right? He's looking for appointment too because he was able to take took all the insults directed at him yesterday. You know who sense? But that tells me
Oh, he
one thing. This
did.
man, he did. Yeah, and at least if Bola Tinubu watch that clip, he will be proud of him. They will give him appointment. I think he's looking for
You know
appointment.
what? I would like to see those kind of people from it, the ruling government to be coming on platforms. Some of them, some of them have, it'd be good for them to come on,
No, no be now.
not just the opposition.
They will start coming on in by 2024, 2025 when election don't they come again. And they will start coming. No be now.
Oh, no, be now.
Now, no be now. Now only those will get appointment. Those will never go appointment. They will still be coming on platform TV, start to make their case so that they will.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I don't know, man. That Nigeria. So but anyway, um, I guess I'm looking at it that Obi doesn't strike me as that kind of person that people are clamoring for him to lead the revolution. He doesn't strike me. He doesn't have the personality of that kind of person. And moreover, he's a politician. So I mean, when all said and done, I mean, does he eat with those people and do whatever they? Yeah, he does. He may have been a better president, but who knows? But I mean, all when all is said and done, he's still a politician. So, are you there? Hello, Ovie, Ovie.
Sorry, guys. My battery. I was in the car, so my battery just. I don't know if there are no connection to my car charger. That's why. So I'm back. It's easy to dominate divided people. Oga, Kai, man, Oga, you too no book. Easy. I like that. MOP, okay, that's the man of the problem with Nigeria is lack of unity. Unity, and and that's exactly we don't want to plan. We don't want to organize it because we don't want to see it and acknowledge that fact that we don't like ourselves. How are we going to allow this politician to tear us apart? Why? Why are we going to allow this group of people to tear us apart? Unity yes, it's what we are lacking. And it's very, very obvious, especially among those who are in diaspora, who have seen both worlds, who can actually, you know, have access to things that are actually we can that can actually aid us of coming together and build a very, very formidable force. But we don't want to see that. See me, everybody really protest. You go to your embassy and go like ridiculous idea I've ever heard. Have you noticed that none of these platforms can unite behind a single goal? They can't. That's why I said they are amplifiers. They actually don't know what they're actually fighting for. They don't even know the cause. The gaslighter people will just pass information to them and they will start ranting. They don't ask questions. So yes, there's no substance in these people. That's why you see them. Or they are still hungry. You are not going to go into the next round of competition by being, how long? You did the verse. That's for who? People that you are angry, that are happy, smiling, rubbing it in your face. If the other day they busy, they fight me or they fight the next person. We all of us are defeated people. We are defeated. They beat us. As Atiku said in his uh, press conference today in Nigeria. Now we Nigeria and I lost, not him. And I agree with him. We are the loser. But we act as if we don't get the trophy. That's exactly what is going to happen. Even if we won, if we win the election, we'll be confused because there was no plan. People who presented to be, they don't know what they did. They put in work. They work hard to bring Obi into the folks. And that's why I will get to there. As time goes on, we'll begin to see, say, man, Obi no be himself. Obi no be man of himself. He's no man of his on his own. Now, really men, they behind that. And those are the men Amechi was going after. So we'll see. Hopefully, will come out. I expected that people will come and speak up first. I'm waiting for Obi, even though his followers are giving me the pass to just they have done it. They have done well enough already. Hmm, there's one interview I know one miss. So, Don Santos is granting an interview. Man of president, if you dey hear me, that's your man. That's your next president. I might switch to that interview. More listen to the interview and see where is that. These people, this one women I know organize. So, I will just switch to American policies 24/7. More years ever the gods to ask me, say, what am I doing? What have I done? What am I organizing? Go ask. Go ask any entity where I don't belong to. If you go to Nigerian track and field today, they don't know me because I win Olympic or break record or no. They know me say I get crazy for it. I will not sit down and watch people because they say they're the leader toying with my life. Now I know they agree I know be that kind of person. So ask them. I solo. I dey do my own thing solo because I know say I've learned over the years that was time you start sitting down with these people. Now them will actually leak the plan, the planning, the organizer, then they leak them out. So I've had my own share of disappointment in terms of working with Nigerians, especially young people like me at that time. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. But with all these uh, influencer just running around screaming and insulting everybody, trying to get everybody. That's not how it's not going to work like that. You succeed in doing that during the campaign. What makes you believe that you succeed now that, in a way, what is at stake is not something that we can actually claim to, that we can take over within the nearest 4 or 5 years, 8 years. The way we are going, 2020, 2031 is eluding us. We watch 2031, I mean, slipping over. 2027 already, we don't get choice. I don't know. I don't know how we are going to do it. We are going to come under one umbrella and give Tinubu fight. Let's try with everything that we have known. How do we put that to work? But the most importantly, the question people are not asking, why do we lose the election? Yes, I know we know why we lose the election. We are rigged. But how come nobody among all these influencers, among all these content creators, among all these obedience where they scream, they insult people up and down, none of them can say, come on. In these states, now the strategy where they use be this, they buy people, they intimidate people, break down how the election was rigged so that we know how to tackle them come 2027. And the goal is to make sure what happened, the process that they use to rig the election, how easy it is for them. The goal is to make it harder for them come 2027. So Nigeria always says something. If person use $500, 500,000, whatever you want, amount you want to put, to use you to rob you, your goal is to make sure he spend twice amount that money if he is going to succeed at all. But the way we are going, we are not. They will spend less. They will spend less. Why? Because let's look at the government. It's almost double the past government in terms of how many the people they are appointing. What do you think they are appointing them for? To change the country? That's not how to change the country. They're appointing them for war. When I mean war, those are the people that way. These are the people that were going to fight 2027 election. They are energized, they are hungry, they are fresh, they are young. That's what that man is doing. And exactly, Atiku don't declare himself. As far as we are concerned, I be the opposition leader, even though, but that is the stand he's taking. That is the route he's taking. So before you know now, you could see every power that actually get one string or the other will begin to say, let's support Atiku. Atiku is the only one that has what it takes to beat Tinubu. That's the narrative we are going to be hearing. And that's the game the man is playing. But what do? We insult ourselves because we don't want to fall under one idea. That's a mob. A group who doesn't want to, who always think one direction, do the same. That's a mob. The whole point of organizing is to have different ideas on the table, different skills on the table, because the war we are going is we are going to fight it from all faces, not just one face. Talking about how the judiciary is corrupt. We need lawyers. We need people who understand how the judiciary system works to be on the table with us. We complain about police. That's no longer the news. We need policemen who will be with us on this. We need the military guys. We need every sector. No sector in Nigeria today that is working. So how do we make sure we recruit people of like mind? Like mind in this point, that means people who understand that we have one common goal, which is to take power. You cannot arrive at these people because you have to work with them. If it's even the Boko Haram, I'm sorry to be calling those people. You don't know. You might have people out there who actually genuinely are against this system of government. But if we don't organize, we cannot know. Are we not going to bring the IPOP group into the table? They're also angry with the Nigerian states. We need them. They need us. We are not going to meet at the camp at the protest ground if we did not put one or two things together first before we actually go on the street. I mean, we at times we did maybe not because we too go school. It's working against us. We are just too educated to be acting as if we don't know anything. I agree we are conquered, but we are not actually behaving as if I conquer people. You have to admit the fact that these people do you dirty. If you don't acknowledge that fact that you are defeated, I'm sorry, you cannot win. Come here actually tell me, oh, I'm coming with a defeated mindset. That's the most ridiculous, and those are talking points, right? Those are talking points that that pass on to them to amplify. How dare you tell somebody who is telling you, come on, calm down. Let's put this into perspective. Let's actually address what we know we are going for. Let's agree that if we get to junction A and we were massacred, whatever happened to us, are we going to retrieve? These are the things. If there's anything, let's learn from NSAS. We all give credit to NSAS people, they organize. They forget that there are people on the ground who are pushing those systems. But what we want to do is something that will supersede NSAS protests. And that has to be bringing everybody on there. Everybody that you disagree with. There are people in the corners who are fed up. Yes, you guys don't see things the same way, but the truth still remains that power may be our problem. Even the leaders too, they are telling the leadership. So the idea that we should not plan, we should just go and expose ourselves, and when we feel, because everybody won't go out there and say, yes, my face is there. That's not what she's saying. Just go there and show your face, know that your face is there. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Especially about faces. Anyway, time. That's one thing I love so much about time. Time will bring all of us to one place. Time will tell. If we go far, we know if we have to retrace our steps. Oh, just a minute. Okay.
now. May nobody come tell you say na John man. That man no be John man. That man na Satan pikin. They want to make her die. Then they call.
Asari Tokunbo is talking about Fubara, that's his name, the governor, current governor of Rivers State, where Wike they give water. So the guy is on the job. This is the way Asari the guy no be correct the job guy, but we see why he's saying that.
All saying na John matter. That I used to say they come here. Maybe me I didn't make her when they come kill her. Never come call her. Then nobody go join. Waiting that they drag, you don't know. You know waiting that they drag? No. You know the agreement they and sign? No. Agreement in agreement, you know be so. Agreement in agreement, you know be so. Agreement in agreement, you know be so. Make them do their own agreement. You know concern you say make them come kill you. It's stand family front. You know do how many things and make them come kill us. Peace stay for River State. We drive IBO, we come out there. The village comes there. This no too liquid. That's some some excuse. Come on, now they come out from inside. Then they fire us. Waiting to happen. Waiting to happen. Waiting to happen. Waiting to happen. Double Bukere. Don't stay for my back. They carry calls to people try to talk about our struggle. This one they carry the fire also. Now, this big one, the fire big. Nothing up. It's an awful wet and blue. When you are kicking your leg against the rock, when you are standing in front of a moving train, we have no problem with him. We did not look for his problem. He said we should die. Now he decides as Savannah. Now he know Calabari. Now he know Savannah. He still is making carry on. No, it's your man. Making carry on for him. If Savannah go work for him, make it work for him. But make none of them go join. Make nobody carry my name go join this fight. I know this. This fight, I know. This fight, I know. Wike was governor for 8 years. For 4 years, I fight to get to the end. Not the way Wike called to they can't kill me. Now me, you won't carry cement your relationship with Wike. Make them come kill me. People say that Wike send them. Oh, Wike send me, but they may not do it. This fight don't concern us. When we fight, man, crow. Okay. When if you win, you be my own. Anybody will win, na my own. I don't tell anywhere. I tell people say power is transient. Power is what? Power did like bus stop. As if they come, they go, my one. That one carry people go. Another one go, my one. He carry people go. Now see they go, bus stop, they remain for bus stop. Now so power dey. Now so power. Power is transient. When you have power, you should know that one day power will leave. Don't think that you will be there in power forever. Don't think that the people that help you climb up, you will cut off the ladder immediately you get there. Where you they go, you know whether they could lay their way one can carry you go. You don't know. Power is transmitted. People don't learn. They get too moved by power. That make them talk say, make you come from where you know something. I am an Amakri. My fathers have had power for over 300 years. Power means nothing to me. I am a Tiabali. I am a Dombo. My fathers have been Arusa. They've been billionaires in their time. Money does not mean anything. Money does not excite me. There is still the power of war. It's unbearable. Why should I be carried away by money of today? Somebody that they don't know you from anywhere. A benevolent spirit crack your kernel for you. And instead of you to be grateful, you become arrogant. A benevolent spirit from one Ipokubio. When I'm cropping from one Ipokubio, you now say you are Gagarika. The Lalayovori. The Lalayovori. Here is again. You don't know that. You don't know that. Power is transferred. As you are carrying.
A man of prestige, what do you think? Man of prestige, I think you are muted.
Go ahead, Ovie. I'm just working on my camera, see which one is good. But the echo is better now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the sorry to go, but let me play the full Atiku.
Okay.
Introducing the Filter Sorb whole.
Standing with text stanza 2, and that will be our official prayer for this event. Seated. The acting national chairman of our great party, Ambassador Umar Ilia Damagun, the people's president and former vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, Grand Commander of the Order of Niger, the acting chairman of Board of Trustees and former Senate President, Senator Adolphus Fubara, Grand Commander of the Order of Niger, other members of the National Working Committee here present, former governors, everyone on the high. Good afternoon and welcome to this World Press Conference happening now in the National Secretariat of our great party following the judicial mishap of about 72 hours ago. On this note, may I humbly invite to the microphone before we kickstart this press conference. Yesterday we received with shock the demise of the national woman leader of our great party, Professor Stella Efa Atiku. And in respect and honor to her, a gentle soul she was, very resourceful, very productive, very humane. We invite the former chairman of FEMA, Engineer Jida Adeniyi, to pray for the repose of her soul. Engineer Jida, please.
I will be upstanding. Our Father and our God, eternal King of glory, you say every situation we find ourselves, we should give you thanks. Father, we give you thanks for what happened yesterday. Our God and our Father, you say in your word that it is appointed unto a man to die once, after death, judgment. Father, we commit the soul of our dearly beloved sister, Professor Stella Efa Atu, unto your hand. We ask, oh God, that you guide and protect everything that she has left behind, including the children and the entire family, in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. Your name forever be glorified. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen. It is well with her soul. Let me humbly invite to the microphone for the reason why we're here, so that we start in earnest. Welcome remarks by the acting national chairman of our great party, His Excellency Ambassador Omarili Adamagu, Chairman, sir.
Your Excellency, former Vice President, our presidential candidate, like somebody has just said, the people's president, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the chairman of BOT, Senator Wabara, former chairman of Governors Forum, former governor of Sokoto,
President, I thought Obi is the people's president.
Ziri Tambuwal. There are so many senators here. Abdul
Just speaking about
Nengi,
PDP.
Senator Bonovi, former governors,
How is he going to be the full president?
Lamido,
It's not for the PDP.
Boni Haruna, Shekarau Babangida Aliu, Achike Udenwa, Dr. Nwodo. I've not seen another former senator, Sanusi. My senior brother, Alhaji Adamu Waziri. Well, permit me, members of the NWC, before they sack me. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Today is another historic day in this country. We have waited this long to see what's going to come out from what all Nigerians are expecting.
This is the current chairman.
We may be disappointed.
Where is he from? What
One
state?
thing I want to...
Wait a minute. It's from the north. I think it's from Bauchi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, the former chairman was the one Wike wanted him to resign. That he refused to resign. Remember, before he won the election? It was after the election that he resigned. So this is the acting chairman.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Everyone is so sad in this country. You can see they are not celebrating. I was looking at one guy that used to comb his bald head. He said there was a verdict, but everywhere is quiet. There was celebration. The exact situation that we have found ourselves. It's not my day. I don't want to say much. Mine is to welcome all here.
You have said a lot already.
To listen to our leader.
Yeah.
Who is the leader
said a lot already
of this party, who has been the presidential candidate, so that he will give us his own speech. And I'm sure, I'm so scared when I see the litany of cameras here. The last time we had this kind of interaction after the lower court, it was not as this thing. So I know press, man. I want to also join you to welcome you, but please report the correct thing you hear here. Because we want Nigerians to know our position. We want Nigerians to know the situation we are.
On our politics, how far when is Obi speaking? I don't know. I'm waiting for man of prestige, who is the press secretary to the obedience president. When is it? He should speak anywhere from now. I expected Atiku to speak first, but what I am surprised he did not congratulate him, even though he agreed with the Supreme Court, but he didn't say congratulations. So we'll see. Maybe Obi will take that part. Well, we'll see
Are
what.
you talking about Atiku did not congratulate Tinubu?
He didn't. Yeah, I didn't hear it. He didn't congratulate Tinubu. He agreed. He accepts
We see what
the
happened.
verdict. He agreed, and okay, yes. Let me. He's coming to speak now.
Of this press conference.
Please be seated. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Ambassador Umar Demagun, the acting chairman of our great party, members of the National Working Committee of our great party, the acting chairman of the BOT and former Senate President, members of the Board of Trustees here present, our most distinguished senators, our former governors, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Someone asked me, what would I do if I lost my election petition appeal at the Supreme Court? In response, I said that as long as Nigeria wins, the struggle would have been worth the while. By that, I meant that the bigger loss would not be mine, but Nigeria's, if the Supreme Court legitimizes illegality,
Guy said,
including forgery,
he called him
identity theft,
he considered
and
he accepted the
perjury,
verdict, but
as
I
it
expect
has
him to say
done.
congratulations, Mr. President. Isn't that the tradition?
If the Supreme Court,
he hasn't made any
the
congratulations
highest
yet.
court in the land,
Yes,
implies by its judgment that crime is good and should be rewarded, then Nigeria has lost. And the country is doomed irrespective of who occupies the presidential seat. If the Supreme Court decides that the electoral umpire, INEC, can tell the public one thing and then do something else in order to reach a corruptly predetermined outcome, then there is really no hope for the country's democracy and electoral process. Obviously, the consequences of those decisions for the country will not end at the expiration of the current government. They will last for decades. I am absolutely sure that history will vindicate me. We now know what the Supreme Court has decided. At critical points in my political life, I always ignored the easy but ignorable path in choosing the difficult but dignified path, the path of truth, of morality, of democracy, and the rule of law. I always chose freedom over servitude. Whatever the personal discomforts my choice entails. When I joined politics, the critical challenge was easing the military out of power so that civilian democratic governance could be restored in Nigeria. It later became a very defining struggle. And as one of the leaders of that struggle, I was targeted for elimination. In one incident, 9 policemen guarding my home in Kaduna were murdered in an attempt to assassinate me. I was also forced into exile for 9 months because of that incident. In addition, my interest in a logistics company that I co-owned was confiscated and given to friends of the military government. As vice president in the civilian government that succeeded the military, I, again, at great personal cost, chose to oppose the extension of the tenure of the government beyond the 2 4-year terms enshrined in our constitution.
I like the
At
fact
the
that he's
current
telling the
historic
story
moment,
how
the easier option for me would have been to fall
how
off
he's been a victim of this.
and retreat after the mandate banditry perpetrated by the APC and INEC. But I went to the Nigerian
APC that
court
you
to
have to
seek
form.
justice.
You have to form APC.
I even went to an American court to help with unraveling what our state institutions charged with such responsibilities were unwilling or unable to do, including unraveling the qualifying academic records of the person sworn in as our president, and by implication, hopefully, who he really is. I offered that
You see what he's doing here?
procured with the assistance of the American court to our Supreme Court to help it do justice in this case. I give this background to underscore that what we are currently dealing with is bigger than 1 or 2 presidential elections, and is certainly bigger than Atiku Abubakar.
I agree.
It is not about me. It is about our country, Nigeria, and your future.
Bullshit.
About the kind of society we want to live for the next generation, and what kind of example we want to set for our children and their children. It is about the reputation of Nigeria and Nigerians in the eyes of the world. We showed incontrovertible evidence that Bola A. Tinubu was not qualified to contest the presidential election because he forged the qualifying academic certificate which he submitted to INEC. In fact, a simple check on Tinubu's past records in his possession would have shown INEC that Tinubu broke the law and should not have been allowed to contest the election in the first place. We showed irrefutable evidence of gross irregularities, violence, and manipulations during the elections. We showed incontrovertible evidence that INEC violated the Electoral Act and deliberately sabotaged its own publicly announced processes and procedures in order to illegally declare Tinubu elected. The position of the Supreme Court, even though final, leaves so much unanswered. Even the rebuke by retired Justice Musa Datijo Mohammed is a confirmation from within the Apex Court that all is not well with the Supreme Court. The court, and indeed the judiciary, must never lend itself to politicization, as it is currently the norm with nearly every institution in Nigeria. By the way, the strong rebuke of the Apex Court by revered Justice who had meritoriously served for more than 4 decades should not be swept under the carpet. The alarm raised by Justice Mohammed and recently former INEC Chairman Professor Tahiru Jega offer Nigerians an explanation into why the electoral and judicial system have become the lost, not the last, but the lost hope of the common man. Judges are no longer appointed based on merit, but are products of the interplay of politics and nepotism. Worse,
Now, even I set time off,
the
you guys are the
appointment of
first president
electoral
of this
officials has also been hijacked
Fourth Republic,
by the
you and
ruling
your
party, as
messenger.
seen
So,
in the latest nomination of resident electoral commissioners, where card-carrying members of the ruling party and aides to politicians in the APC are being appointed into INEC. When two critical institutions like the court and the electoral commission are trapped in an evil web of political marginalization, it becomes next to impossible for democracy to thrive. As a stakeholder in the presidential election of February 25th, I, along with other well-meaning Nigerians, have done my bit in ensuring that our democratic process enjoys the privilege of full disclosure of the character deficiencies of the current political leadership. I also believe that even if the Supreme Court believes otherwise, the purpose of technology in our electoral system is to enhance transparency and not merely as a viewing center. We have to move with the world and not be stuck in time. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me dwell a bit into the implications of PEPC and Supreme Court judgments. I leave Nigerians and the world to decide what to make of the Supreme Court's unfortunate decision. But here is my take. The judgments of the PEPC and the Supreme Court have far-reaching grave implications, including the following. One is the erosion of trust in the electoral system and our democracy. Nigerians witnessed at the National Assembly change the electoral law to improve transparency in the process. Of particular importance was the introduction of modern technology to help eliminate the recurrent incidents of electoral manipulation, particularly during collation of results. Nigerians and the world also witnessed as the leadership of the INEC, especially its chairman, the National Commissioner for Voter Education, reassured Nigerians on national television multiple times that the use of that technology would be mandatory. Yet, that same INEC undermined the use of that technology during the elections and collation process and declared as winner someone who clearly did not win the presidential election. They then went further to take sides in the courts in a dogfight to defend their illegality. Who would convince the millions of Nigerians to vote in future elections after they suffered endlessly on queues to register to vote, to collect PVCs to vote, based on INEC assurances, only to see their votes stolen and given to someone they did not vote for? When people lose trust and confidence in elections, democracy is practically on life support. And by affirming and legitimizing the continued lack of transparency in our electoral system, the courts are continuing to usurp the rights of voters to elect their leaders. The other grave implication is that contestants in Nigeria's election should do whatever is necessary to be declared winner. That includes identity theft, impersonation, forging of educational and other documents, perjury, and violence. And as they do so, they should ignore whatever the law says and whatever assurances from the leadership of the electoral umpire about what the law says and what they would do in compliance. And they would do so knowing that our courts would approve of their behavior or at best pretend not to take notice of it. The third is that if you are robbed of victory, do not bother going to cause for redress, because we are glaring evidence of the robbery will be ignored in favor of the mandate bandit. Yes, because we have seen it. Also, your lawyers, however distinguished and accomplished, may be ridiculed by the judges, who may also go out of their way to make even a stronger case for the so-called winner than even their own lawyers were able to do. We have seen it. These are clearly self-help strategies and actions bereft of the law and constitutionalism. Only lawlessness and anarchy will result from such, with violence, destruction, and implosion and loss of our country likely to follow. I believe that we still have a small window to prevent this from happening. We can rescue this country from the strange impostors that have seized it illegally and are holding it by the jugular. Let me caution that the leaders of those African countries that have completely collapsed into chaos never came together one day and agreed to collapse their countries. Rather, their countries collapsed because of the incremental and compounded individual and collective utterances and actions of those leaders. Nigerians know more about the person sitting in office as their president and how he got there, and the dangers that it portends for them and the country today and in the future. It is for them, especially the younger generations, whose future are to be shaped by that man, to decide what they want to do with that knowledge. Now, let me give a historical perspective to the constitutional evolution that gave birth to the 1999 Constitution. In the build-up to the current democratic dispensation, agitation was rife amongst members of the political class and a large number of civil society bodies to envision a constitution that would operate a democracy in a functional order after the nasty military regimes. These agitations and necessities of the circumstances of that time led to the convocation of the 1994-95 Constitutional Conference, which I was privileged to be a part of, along many of my colleagues here today. The Constitutional Conference was expected to create the frameworks upon which a new constitution would be built in order to make the dreams of a democratic society. A number of far-reaching reforms and recommendations were made, which drew from our past experiences and aimed at safeguarding the new constitution from the mistakes of the past. One such headline recommendation was the concept of rotational presidency, anchored on the principle of 6 years single term among the 6 geopolitical blocs. Even the notional idea of delineating the country along geopolitical blocs was a creation of the 1995 Constitutional Conference. Another thematic recommendation at the conference was that the Federal Capital Territory should be given the democratic opportunity to elect for itself a mayor who shall emerge from popular franchise. These two recommendations were part of the landmark reforms that were submitted to the military government that convoked the Constitutional Conference. However, and rather disappointingly, the government that midwifed the current democratic dispensation and enacted what is now known as the 1999 Constitution expunged these two recommendations from what eventually became the body of legislation to govern our fledgling democracy. As for me and my party, this phase of work is done. However, I'm not going to go away. If you think I'm going to go away,
Prestige has gone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. For as long as I breathe, I will continue to struggle with other Nigerians. To deepen our democracy and rule of law. To work for the kind of political and economic restructuring that the country needs to reach its true potential. That struggle should now be led by the younger generation of Nigerians who have even more at stake than my own generation. So, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me make a few proposals that I believe will help. Listen carefully. We can urgently make constitutional amendments, and I'm happy members of the National Assembly are here, that will prevent any court or tribunal from hiding behind technicalities and legal sophistry to affirm electoral haste and undermine the will of the people. Our democracy must mean something. It must be substantive. Above all, it must be expressed through free, fair, and transparent elections that respect the will of the people. Firstly, we must make electoral voting and collation. Members of our National Assembly here present, we must make electronic voting and collation of results mandatory. We don't want to see any human being handling our results, whether at the polling units, at the ward, at the local government, we should all be able to stay in our homes and look at the television as the television is putting our results. This is the 21st century, and countries less advanced than Nigeria are doing so already. It is only bold initiatives that transform societies. Secondly, our members of the National Assembly, we must provide that all litigation arising from a disputed elections must be concluded before inauguration of a winner. Please, I beg of you. This was the case in 1979. I don't know how we came to this present situation. The current time frame between elections and inauguration of winners is adequate to dispense with all election litigations. What we have currently is akin to asking thieves to keep their loot and use the same to defend themselves while the case of their robbery is being decided. It only encourages mandate and banditry rather than discourage it. Thirdly, in order to ensure popular mandate and real representation, we must move to require a candidate for president to earn 50% plus one of the valid votes cast, failing which a runoff between the top two candidates will be held. Most countries that elect their presidents use this two-round tier system with slight variations rather than our current fast past the post system. Examples include France, Finland, Australia, Bulgaria, Portugal, Poland, Turkey, and Brazil, Argentina, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, Namibia, Mozambique, Madagascar, and even Liberia, where a runoff is expected to hold in the coming days. Fourthly, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in order to reduce the desperation of incumbents and distractions from governing, and also to promote equity and national unity, we need to move to a single 6-year term for president to be rotated among the 6 geopolitical zones. This will prevent the ganging up of 2 or more geopolitical zones to alternate the presidency among themselves to the exclusion of other zones. INEC should be mandated to verify the credentials submitted to it by candidates and their parties, and where it is unable to do so, perhaps because the institutions involved did not respond in time, it must publicly state so and have it on record. A situation where a candidate submits contradictory credentials to INEC in different election circles and the electoral umpire accepts them without caution points to gross negligence, at best, or collusion to break the law by the leadership of INEC, at worst. The submission of contradictory qualifying documents by a candidate, as well as those found to be forged or falsified, should disqualify a candidate even if the falsification or forgery is discovered after the person had been sworn into office. The burden of proving that a document submitted to INEC is forged should not be on the opposing candidates in the election. It is never the responsibility of an applicant for a job to prove that the person who eventually got the job did so with forged documents, but rather the employer. In addition to these proposed constitutional amendments, the Electoral Act should be amended to provide that except where they explicitly violate the Constitution and other laws, the rules and procedures laid down by the electoral umpire and made public for the benefit of contestants and the voters will be treated as sacrosanct by the courts in deciding on election disputes. A referee cannot be allowed to set the rules for the game only to change or ignore them when one side has scored a goal or is about to win the match. Certainly not. We must restore confidence in our electoral system, which the current leadership of INEC has completely eroded and undermined. Also, we need well thought out provisions in the legislation and regulations to reform the judiciary, including 1, the introduction of an automated case assignment system, transparency in the appointment of judges, a practice directory that stresses that the goal of judges in election cases should be to discover and affirm voters' choice rather than disregarding voters' choice for the sake of technicalities. No, sir. There should also be publicly available annual evaluation of the performance of judges using agreed criteria. By improving the transparency of the electoral process and reducing the incentives to cheat, in addition to transparency in the appointment of judges and other judicial reforms, the number of election petitions as well as corruption in the judiciary will be significantly reduced. More importantly, we would have succeeded in taking away the right to elect leaders from the courts and return it to the voters, to who it truly belongs. Gentlemen of the press, Your Excellencies, distinguished senators and members of House of Representatives, particularly members of the National Working Committee, I want to thank you for holding the fort so far as the party is concerned. I know there have been so many concerns and worries about the direction, the strength of the party. I want to assure that the party remains the strongest, remains formidable, remains the best political party in this country. In life, we sometimes face challenges and disappointments, but that should not deter us from pursuing the overall objective of our great party, the PDP. I therefore want to appeal to all members here and elsewhere to have faith and confidence in this great party. There has never been a great party like this in this country. So you truly belong to the greatest party in Nigeria and in Africa. God bless you all. PDP! Power to the people! A round of applause for the people's president!
Crown, Crown, you think I start from Sake, have you? Sake is the Sake is if electronic voting is enforced, Chief Tinubu cannot garner more than 1 million votes. Haba, Sake, Haba. Are you talking about the Jagaban? It's the most than 1 million votes out of Lagos alone now. Come on now. I know you are trying to drive a point. Okay, what is your friend saying? The man is declaring for 2027. What are you talking about, Crown? That's a speech for, he reinforced his first speech about 2027. He said he's not going anywhere. I'm here to struggle it out with Nigerians. So this is 2024 you are seeing right there. Yes. I mean, I'm disappointed that he didn't congratulate the winner, but I don't think that matters. But that would have, I hope they don't use it against him, though. That's another thing. Crown, if you watch it, okay, that's what I said here. And Sake, Oga respond to Sake. You meant President Tinubu. Put some respect to that name, Abi. Oga, I like that. Chief Tinubu. Oh my God. Crown said, Atiku finish. Atiku never finish you. Atiku still get 2 run. Still get 2027 and 2031. Strong. So he's here with us. He said he's not going to Dubai. He knows if he leave, try him again. He's not coming back to get that tickets. He go hard down because Tinubu will work hand in hand to make sure Wike collect out. But that's a different game. That's a different game entirely once that happens. But I don't expect him to just step aside. Yes, I can say mandates, bandits. This is one sweet. Oh, you gotta get mind. But I'm friends, so they will see meet up later tonight and chop it up. So now they just give us assignments. Crowns, the ABG proposed 6 years one time. The same article work against it. That's why I went in the so when I like the guy. Yeah, it's a real true politician. You understand the game by now. So imagine it started by giving his own accounts, how his own contribution to this whole process of democracy, and then he also went ahead to actually tell you another story that I don't know if I've never heard about that before. How he was victimized, how he was almost assassinated at the initial stages in the 90s. That what about 7 or 8 policemen? How only you go get 7 or 8 policemen? No wonder we don't get policemen to run the streets. Only you carry 7 policemen, 8 policemen people house. You are not an elected official. You are nobody. You are just a businessman. Why not go hire private security? So, in attempt to actually credit himself that, but at the same time, he's giving us something to chew on, right? From there, okay, let me continue this. Crown, that 6 year time proposed by Jonathan was third-term agenda. Are you saying third-term agenda of like that of Obasanjo? I don't know. I would say it's third-term agenda. The first time he only contested once, twice. He won the first one. He lost the second one. Yes, as a vice president, you can say he contested because it's on these tickets. If these people want to actually make case for themselves, they say, "Oh, now one ticket, right?" So yes, I agree with you. Now, in third-term agenda, but if you want to look at it from that perspective, but again, they will bring constitution come out to dispute that. Say crown, okay, as a crown, you're a student of history, spot on. So crown, well, all know their game. They all know their game. We all know their. We sure say you know their game. We don't know their game like that too, but we just believe that we know because that's the way they happen for Rivers. So and again, how come that I don't know. How is it that at the day where Atiku they declare, as far as I'm concerned, this declaration, 9 weeks have they carry out Hamas strategy. Yeah, I think people were actually about 20 people were killed today in River. So if I use that analogy, I know where I'm not far from it. So the same day he decided to counter Atiku's press conference. Is this deliberate? Is this? I don't believe in coincidence anyway. So I would say kudos if what I'm thinking is what you did, Wiki, just to deliver us. Even at that, say, pretty much all the papers carry this press conference. Everybody is going to be on it for. But how long will that be, though? Is it going to be for just today, tomorrow, 1 week? Because it's very hard for you to ignore what is happening in River States because Wiki is at the center of it all. Crown. But all these points he mentioned, who is going to implement them? That's a great question. But the fact if you at the beginning of the speech he referenced the national anthem, if I recognize their president, but in the middle of also the speech, he also called their attention to those recommendations. Do they have the number to actually put it on motion? That's what I would say no on the surface, but this is politics, right? There's room for you to woo your opponents to join, especially if you can convince your opponent that this recommendation will favor him too on the long run. But that's hard to come by, especially where money is involved. So we'll see if Sake, if Abi, who asked that question that who is going to recommend all this point crown. So we'll see. That's I think that's the job of opposition. Um, there's a quote that is attributed to Awolowo in the in the 50s when he was opposition to Tafawa Balewa, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Yeah, I was in the 50s, 1952 to about 59 when he was in the opposition at the center. And I think he was in went to London and he speech. During the speech, and somebody, a student, asked him from the congregation, said, "Come, are you going to work with the center government, the national government?" This is Tafa Balewan, and they are asking Awolowo. Awolowo responded and said, "No. For a democracy to be strong, you need a strong opposition, because opposition is actually the most important segment of all this in terms of how to keep the government in check." He said, "No, I'm not going to work with the center government. This is Balewa. I will be the opposition." And I believe those kind of people, because, well, you can say now then, there's no rumor that these people are in business together. There's no rumor that these people are political. They have the same political godfather and all that. So, but in this case, this is the one-party system they are practicing. What's the difference between with Atiku and Obi in politics, in terms of politics? They started the same together, the same house. They all brag about how Shehu Yaradua is their mentor and all that kind of crap. So, where's the opposition coming from? As far as I'm concerned, I'm still waiting for anybody to come and prove me wrong that there are nothing less than 10 people in Bola Tinubu administration currently that are not recommended that are recommended by Atiku. So, as Crown will say, we know them, we understand their game, so they can come out and. But again, he is so focused on the younger ones, the youth. I think he referred to them more than twice, right? So, Crown, yes, we know their game, but the younger folks who are coming have no clue about this guy around their game. And God bless these young people. The majority of them are looking forward to the obedient caucus, especially the influencers, the content creators, the celebrities among the media who are just amplifiers, have no substance. They will just come and tell you, "Let's go protest, let's go do this." Ask them, "Why are we doing it?" They say, "Oh, problem is there already." Today, not a problem there. So I'm more concerned about those people. Then August Atiku had excellent proposal. Of course, proposals and policies are never our problem. At any time you wake any Nigerian politician come out, he will give you exactly what you want to hear, but his implementation is the will to actually go about what they are proposing is the problem, right? Okay, the APC and PDP pretty much the same party. It is the same party, and the same. In fact, matter of fact, all the party as well as aside the AAC, right? They are all the same. They are all started the same. They are all not the same people they be, right? Then the MOP is another party that is started. MOP started by Fela back in the days. It's a movement now, but they're trying to realize the party. So after these two parties that I've seen, even the young, not too young to run people that end up, I would say, created a YPP party, young people, whatever party. They are all the same. They are all offspring of PDP. Because now PDP be the big party, and I give birth to all of them pretty much, just like Democratic Party in America. So yes, fight for. He talked about fighting for the community, fight for democracy. How he was a victim of the democracy. He said something about INEC commission being appointed as we speak correctly. Yes, and I think that's why I was so angry with all those noise going to Chicago and all that. While we are in Chicago trying to avail what we cannot actually find, they are busy actually appointing INEC commissioner that will run the next election. And that's what this man is complaining about. And if you are paying attention, you know there's a fracas between at the center of power. That's I'm talking about Asu Rock. A group of cabal who are not happy with the chief of staff, talking about Bajimi Amila, who are saying that they reported him to Tinubu that some of the commissioners that he appoints, some of the appointees that he's been appointing, Majamiara is selling those posts, switching those posts to people that are highest bidder and all that. There was that allegation against him. And one of those appointments was actually has to do with commissioner, INEC commissioner, especially in Ekiti State. The person that Tinubu wanted, according to the rumor that's out there, is a guy who is loyal to Kwame, the former governor of Ekiti. But Bajami Amila said no, put somebody different. But to be fair, the president came out a while ago and said that he knows what is going on, that he has full confidence in his chief of staff, Bajimi Amila. Everything that is going on, He's with him, he believe him, and 100% confident in him. That everything stop at his bus stop. That hey, Tinubu, I'm calling to be now. I don't make mistake. That's what he said. But he later said, if I happen to make mistake, I am also willing to admit and correct it. So when Atiku was referring to appointment of INEC commissioner, those are the details, those are the deals, and that's why I was hungry. And they try to counter everybody that is bringing this foolish idea of let's go to Chicago. I mean, nothing you're gonna put. That's why I say pay attention. A lot of things are going on. Atiku know about this because it's part and parcel of this government. He knows the deal. When a new government is coming on, everything changes. It doesn't matter if that thing that is, if that person, that parasite, that ministry is doing excellently well. Umbano, they go clear them out, put their own men there. That's how this game works. It's a winner take it all policy we are playing. That's why when I think Oga saying that this, how are they going to implement all this? And that's where the question lies. When is the winner take it all? Nobody give a fuck about the opponent anymore. Everybody wants to run to the winning party and side whatever they are doing so that they can come back again. So it went ahead and talked about the Supreme Court judgments. It literally just indirectly destroy Tinubu when they call him a bandit, call him and all that. That the fact that Hynef overlook all this and blah blah blah. So Iran was directly destroying Tinubu and that, and also directly calling out the Supreme Court judges. He went ahead and talked about the Constitutional Conference of 1995 and the recommendation that were made, and that one of them, which is rotational presidency, which was I think was it Oga that said that that is yes, this year term presidency is great, but not in this good, not in this good faith. I true, but I don't know, but I agree with that. I'm not all this rotation bullshit. It's not going to take us anywhere, man. I mean, if you give the Northeast presidency this and 6 years, what do you think they are going to do? By the time you finish there, go back to the Southeast. Everybody will be concentrating on how is it going to make their own state, their own region, their own people better than every other one. One can say it's a competition. Yeah, competition is good if it's going on simultaneously, not 6 years apart. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to agree with that. If we are going to live together as one, we better just deal with it as we're dealing with it now. Everything was straightened out as we go. They also make a recommendation about, sorry, talking about FCT, that in that 1995 Constitutional Conference, there was a recommendation for FCT to be able to, the FCT residents be able to appoint, to elect their own mayor, governor or whatever. And I think that I see is doable now. But I don't know now that Tinubu is there, because Tinubu wants to win FCT come 2027, get choice. So it's a great idea. They should have, if they are going to be rated as the same as every other state, then they should be enjoying what every other state is enjoying. They should have the liberty to exert their own chief executive, have their own local government representative, and all that kind of stuff, right? That I totally agree with. And if we mean it, if we mean it, it's not going to happen. So we see. Then at Crown, they asked about implementation of it. Yes, okay. So then he went ahead to talk about did talk about now talking about him not going away. So if you think I'm going away, I'm going to go away. Think about it. I'm going nowhere. I will continue this fight with you people. Who and everywhere was erupted. Oh crap. I know it's not going anywhere. Right? I said it. If he lost 2027, Atiku will run again come 2031. Don't tell me about how old he's going to look and all that. I don't. If you look at what is happening today in America and in Nigeria, you will say that you agree that Atiku is 45 years old as he speaks today. Biden is still going at his age. I think Tinubu, however he did it, but he succeeded. So that gave him more motivation to keep going. So keep going. I know that's what PDP is for him to play with. He's going to get it. And I've been saying that Atiku is a blessing and a curse to PDP at this moment. It's a curse, and because a country that has so many young people, now if you want to call it young people, now it's gone from 50 downward. How is it that one person, as they say, singularity control the biggest party in the continent, according to him? So But again, on the other side, who has the war chest to actually take the bull by the horn to take Tinubu, make it run for his money? It's Atiku. Let's not deceive ourselves. That's why I said he's a blessing. Somebody is getting on my line. So how had they? I think that is their problem right now. Can they get rid of him? It's possible. Nothing is impossible. But how and when? Then he went ahead and made proposal, right? Transparent electoral result. The election should be blah blah. Of course, that's everybody's dream. Everybody want that. But who would want? Tinubu is not going to do it. If you do it, according to Shina Oga, say you know go get Sake say you know go get 1 million. Abi. If he went ahead and make sure what is actually the electoral act of 2022, they follow it in total, he will not be president. So I don't see if he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to do that. If we do it, if any of this recommendation is going to happen at all, it's going to be from 2027, 28, 29, 30. It's not going to be before 2027. That I know. How do I know that Buhari did the same thing? Buhari did not bring out the electoral, did not sign the electoral reform until the second term. And this electoral reform has been on the work for decades. So we also make recommendation of yes, all elections should be done. Now say yes, all electoral disagreements that are in court, they should be done with before swearing in the winner. That is great. But are you going to tamper with the constitution? Because that's exactly what you want to do. Because the president has to be sworn in 39th of every March. So if you want to go by this election, I think there are thousands of electoral petition in court. Right? So how do you do about that? So I don't know. I don't know. It's a great idea, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. When I mean anytime soon, 2, 3 election from now. It talk about how a president should emerge. That's interesting. Say 51% should be the acceptable number for anybody to be president. You have to get 51%. Still, there's not going to be difference between now. Because all you have to do is to look to America when they were having 11 states. Is it 11 or 13 states at the beginning of their history? And out of these 13 states, we have some who are humongous. One state can hit 3 or 4 other states up, while some are very small. And what they did was that if you want to base the presidential, for a president to emerge, has to go that 51%. I mean, go there easy now, and just 2 or 3 of those big states to come together and produce that result. And that's exactly what this guy is saying. It's the way things are going, APC will likely take Rivers. Imagine APC control Rivers, control Lagos, control Kano. They don't finish now. You can easily get 51% from those 3 states. So I don't think he thinks it through. There should be another caveat somewhere that we bring it, just like what the Americans have their electoral college. The only electoral college is to harmonize things, is to make sure the big states and the small states are on the first standing in terms of how they vote for their presidents. So the idea of 51% is great, but you have to also take our country into consideration, the demography. All the religious, all the Muslims will say, we just want for one president, produce 51%. The Christian communities can decide to do that one. That's not what we want. As far as I'm concerned, that's what we want. Maybe this is just my own closed-minded way of saying things. I would like to actually have this debate with any other person at any time to see, for them to convince me if there's other way to go about it. Getting election challenge done should take 2 months top. Yes, if the election was well done. Well done means that we have minimal court cases, minimal disagreement by the contestants. So transparency has to be do all the way from the get-go, from the primaries down to the general. So it has to be at least way better than what we had during this past election to actually be able to run all the electoral petitions so much. So as much as I want to agree with that, with the way we are running our election, with confusion, chaos everywhere, it will be a sweet, solid right to embark on. You talk about INEC should screen candidates. INEC should screen candidates. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. INEC should screen the candidate. But the INEC that we're talking about have been screened by a higher power. So if I know you will screen me out, or you screen anybody that I want and I want to be in any position as a sitting president, I'm not going to appoint you unless he said we should leave that out to a private organization to do that. I agree. The INEC should not be allowed to set the rules, and at the end of the day, they can change the rules, just like what happened in the court. Yes, I agree. INEC should not be allowed to set the rules, but who should we allow to set the rules? The rules, constitution, the ones the constitution sets. How many of us agree with the constitution in the first place? But it's a good observation. I believe there's a way around it that will lead us to this recommendation of INEC not being allowed to set the rules. Reforming judiciary is in line with the appointment of judges. How do you reform the judges? And I think when that is your right, the chief judge that just retired, when he bring all this in indictment observation that he makes about the judicial system, how corrupt and how things have been done. Is there? Everybody is jumping on it. Everybody is taking part of it. Everybody creating content out of that singular convention. But nothing the man said that is new. Nothing the man said that is new. So now, where is the political will to actually go at that at the Supreme Court justice and synthesize it? Who is gonna do it? Again, all these recommendations are great, but I don't see them making it even into the legislative for them to debate on, not to take off having a success at it. Any Nigerian above the qualifying age should be able to run. Get rid of the educational and NYC requirements. I think we will get there. I like that too. I think we'll get there. But to say every Nigerian should be able to run, that's what democracy is. But we are not practicing democracy. We are practicing the constitutional republic. And if you want to argue with me that it's a democracy, I agree with you. The true definition of democracy is they say what? Majority will carry the vote, I mean, when we get to that exercise. But we should not forget that it is the majority that are allowed to participate. So even everybody is qualified to contest, but there are still going to be rules that will streamline Nigerians. Because the idea that the majority carry the vote, what they are not telling us that is the amount of people that are allowed to participate in the process. What do I mean? Let's go back to the foundation where we start the qualification of the voting, which is the primaries, right? It's the most important election among all these election cycle. Voting is more important than the general election. I said that because those primaries is the one that will produce the candidates for all the general people to run after. And at that primary level, it's not everybody that is allowed to vote for a candidate. And it's not just happening in Nigeria, here in America. And if you are confused, you don't understand what I'm saying, pay attention. The Republican Party is about to hide their first primary. They do it in stages. The first primary is going to be held. I don't know if it's Iowa caucus that is, but I'll follow you through. And you will see that it's not every Republican that will be allowed to vote at that stage. So if this is happening in this country, the well-developed democracy, even though themselves agree that it's not a democracy, a constitutional republic, What do you think that we will achieve that at this point? So if you look at APC primaries, every delegate that come there came smiling. They came smiling. So a system whereby, oh, let's allow every PDP or APC member to cast their vote, which is that's the open primary, as they said. But they still find one way or the other to actually victimize people not to vote. So I am against the whole party system of democracies. It's for the rich. If you don't got money, don't come close. All of us are screaming how you see that this guy no go that way because we are all complaining about how money is being used to actually perpetrate terrorism. He never said that we should look into campaign finance, money that's it. There should be a way to finance our candidates, to finance this whole process of election. Because if Tinubu, quote unquote, when the Financial Times of London were proposing that it's going to take $2 billion to elect Nigerian president, imagine they spend 2 billion in 2023. What the fuck are they? How much are they going to spend in 2027 or 2031? Because that is the most important election if Bola Tinubu continues. How much? So the idea of who not to yoke to run is dead on arrival. They cannot afford it. We cannot raise the money. So the system, the guy did not actually go into details how to actually structure parties, which is more important. Anyway, requiring education qualification for candidate but not for voters is putting the cart before the horse. I totally agree with you, my brother. Because the idea that all your qualifications stop at maybe when you are still in your 30s and you have years of experience for 30 or 40 years, pretty much we hardly scrutinize those, but when they scrutinize the result that this person will get, we don't forget about them 2 to 3 decades ago. But that's not the most fascinating thing for me. That's why when people they rush, they go Chicago, they talk about his qualifications. I was like, do you guys actually know what the Constitution says about qualification to run for a president? Constitution only requires you to finish secondary school. It not to make you pass AMO. You don't have to actually see your result for you graduate. If you can prove that you graduated from secondary school, you are qualified to be president. That's what the Constitution said. That's why I said that people who wrote the Constitution and people who brought this party system of democracy, they are one people. Who are those group of people? They know what they are doing. Before we can change that, all these old men will take turn by turn first. They will finish before we will get candidates that will actually review that part of the qualification. So the idea of going to pursue is that of course I understand that he cannot even prove the secondary school that he attend. That's but we are not even focusing on that. We are saying, oh, you know, go Chicago, you go Chicago. Who gives a fuck if you go Chicago or you don't go Chicago? Why would I not stay on that what the Constitution actually required, finish secondary school? Because all this accusation, everything to me, the only thing that has potency there is the fact that he could not say, I attended this secondary school. But we ignore that with the pursue Chicago because Atiku said so. We go so far, the way we are going, and to now add insult to injury. Some people will just be running around and say, go protest, go protest, go protest, go protest. For the other politics, they know what they are doing. So that's why I say, don't listen to these people. Then now these same people, they give those influencers, them, content creators, them, make them go, they shout, go protest, go protest, go protest. Like, it's just fucking ridiculous without any planning. First, you say me go protest, but I'm not talking about the amplifier now. The gaslighters, because I don't know why they gaslight people. You don't ask them why are they gaslighting people. You just run away with what they are saying, and you say, "Oh, because it makes sense." It makes sense to you. That doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. A distraction, all fucking distraction, okay? And I've been saying it for 8 months since the day they declared Bola Tinubu presidency. I say it's finished. I'm not saying, oh, he's a clean guy. He actually did everything. No. But the power that be don't announce anything now. Our president be this. Who the fuck are you? What is your contribution? Because you vote. So yes, some we don't ask questions. Ask question. When you begin ask question, you will see the real intention behind what these people say. That's why when they ask all these people that they go and protest, ask them why should we protest? They say, oh, people are sitting. Oh, it's a game. My guy not starting. He not starting electoral ambition. It's not left for us. I'm waiting. I'm eagerly waiting for what Obi is going to say. I'm not saying anything he's going to say is going to spoil it, but I just want to know the direction where he belongs. Somebody is saying that, oh, who he doesn't understand how is the youth who follow him come about. I agree with that person too, right? I agree because I, for one, believe that Obi no get mind. No be him they do all these things they do. Their power behind him, their power who are mobilizing those forces, putting money, flying in around, organizing. Their power behind it. And I'm not saying it's the wrong thing. That's how the game is played. Now, normal thing. Now, normal. Presidency is not for one person. Yes, we they get face, but a power. So, but I really want to see where he's going to speak. Is he going to speak with his own guts, or is he going to speak from what the people behind me are telling him to say, or he's going to speak to the young people and actually reflect their yearning? That's my curiosity here. That's what I want to hear from. Now I figured I know where Obi is. I know where he's going. Atiku. I know he's going. I mean, said he's not going anywhere. I'm not surprised. I expected it. I never expected him to go away till after 2031. And to be honest, I see no reason why Tinubu no go and do to Atiku. I don't see no reason why. As far as today is concerned, let's see. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, next year, but as far as we are right now, I've seen no reason why Tinubu. I see no reason why Tinubu no go hand over to them come 2031. I don't see it yet. Might be that I don't see it. Just like Buhari and Tinubu. Before they go realize that this distraction, 2 years go don't go by. Now when they don't the reason next election. And I would not be surprised if if Atiku go to the Trump route. 2 years to go, he go declare. Donald Trump see the shout, see the rig him out of the election, but now be the first best way test by form. Ah, we will learn. We will learn. I don't know. Is anybody here interested in American politics? The incoming president is getting an important interview. I know they like this or those kinds. Should I bring it? Should I play it here or I should make a time for that? So we should know. Just like I say, I think I should start what I call noise and distraction. When I see like all this noise and signal, are some things we should pay attention to seriously than we should pay attention to every move that every elected PDP member makes. It's very important. But the new thing now is to know is Wike. I said it before that Wike is a distraction, a good distraction. Bola Tinubu know why he, he put Wike in FCT. Now pretty much gets man. Now Musa, you go pass our first before you reach presidency, right? Is he has the tendency to capture people attention when it's not even necessary. So that's the distraction. It's putting PDP on their toes. Hence, Atiku Abubakar said he's not going anywhere because he knows what Atiku Tinubu can turn a wicket to. But with KP enter agreement with Tinubu, making hold on to Rivers. But why with Tinubu agree, I don't know. We agree because of Atiku. But I know it no go end well for Wike. Politically speaking, I don't say they could kill her any other thing, but at least they could dump her last. Because you see that move where PDP make as soon as they swear Fubara in as the governor of Rivers State, they carry deputy uh, deputy governor PDP governor forum deputy chairmanship give am. Bala Mohammed is the chairman, governor of Bauchi, who's running going for second time. Are we going to see Bala Mohammed and Fubara as a ticket come 2027, or Atiku and Fubara? Because you have to take Wiki out, or that is another thing. Or are we going to see Atiku and Amechi, or Bala Mohammed and Amechi? Because I don't see Amechi getting his mojo back into APC. I'm not sure that they could give him that chance. Making he's not coming back to occupy that very fancy position he has in the party as a two-time governor, minister, whatever. That's huge. But with Wicked, I don't know. But again, I'm interested in what the underground powers are saying in Rivers. Because it's not about this Fubara and Wicked. They're men. What are those men saying? The likes of Woodley and the rest. There's these other generals. I mean, there's a lot of men there who, what are they saying? Who are they behind? Asari Okubo don't come out. I don't think he's supporting Wiki like that. I mean, he has to because Tinubu is with him. But from what he said, from what I take from Atari Tububo's speech, that Fubara wanted to kill him, even though I admit that he's wicked ascending. So, I don't know. But Fubara have executive power. I don't think he will go down like that. That's where we are. That's where we are. Ladies and gentlemen, let me cut it short. I will come back later with branded settings. I'll do American politics separate. It's more interesting. It's getting more interesting. It's getting brutal too. It's getting crazy. The Democrats don't want to hold the primaries. They don't want anybody to go against the sitting president. Understandable, but the sitting president is pretty much, I don't know. Republicans will have their own share of frustration. They don't believe that deep down, can Trump pull it off? But he has followership who are ready to do anything that he ordered them to do. That's why I'm interested in Ron DeSantis. Anyway, on that, ladies and gentlemen, see you in a jiffy. I'll come back and talk about American politics. On that, I say ciao. Please like, share, and subscribe. It's very important. Help me now. Help me grow. Help me grow.